this drawing began with three. There was myself and my two children, and I thought that was going to be the story of this piece. But as I'd drawn the three of us, I was looking at my two children and thinking about their individual experiences of childhood and of, my parenting and their journeys separately, and just how different they must be. I really thought about my daughter, and there's something that happens when your second child arrives where you no longer have the space and the accessibility for your firstborn, and it's like you really a sense of kind of missing them, and not being able to access them in the same way, and they're not able to access you in the same way because you've got this new baby. So I started thinking about the experience that my daughter must have had of watching her brother grow and going from being our child and our total focus and having us all to herself to then, seeing me grow and seeing my belly get bigger and bigger. And she used to interact with that and used to be able to feel him wriggling in my tummy and kind of talk to him. She used to sing to my tummy and cuddle up around me. And just her experience is already different to Robin's, She was here first. She watched him grow inside me. And then he arrived, and it changes things. I feel like I missed my daughter. I missed being able to spend time with her. You suddenly have this new baby that needs you physically. You're exhausted, And even that experience is different. I remember the sort of feeling of dread and fear on my second pregnancy because I knew what was coming, of just the sheer exhaustion of it all. On my side of that, it must have been a shock for my daughter, and also how we change when we're really that exhausted and we're that tired, and the big expanse of patience that was once all hers suddenly is divided in two, the love expands, definitely, I think. From number one to number two, you think, how can I ever love anyone as much? And how can I have more of that? But it does. The love expands, that space gets bigger. But time doesn't expand. And you've got two sort of demanding little creatures that need you, and the impact of that on my relationship with my daughter, something that worries me for sure. And he was much more of a sort of a tactile, cuddly one who just wants to be with me all the time, whereas she felt much more independent from when she was born, really. I remember looking at her, observing the world, and I felt like, wow, who is this? Who is this being? Whereas I feel with my son, he was very different. He was very much a part of me in a different sort of way. So I think, this piece for me was really about exploring the kind of relationship and how that shifts and changes as we shift and change to adapt to an expanding family. And thinking about the different spaces that we hold for our children and how it's difficult to hold the same space, because their needs are different, our needs are different, and we have more that's needed of us. I remember feeling really sort of physically tired of people physically needing me. So then there was 3. Now this piece entirely turned into Alice as I shed what was underneath, and I drew on the top, and there was a gaze of a mother into a cradle. It just really made me think about the space of Alice, of my daughter, and how that changed, and how she observed it, and how she observed us changing as parents, and us changing as individuals, and her changing. She's become an older sister.
It's so